Yo, what's good, y'all? We're back with another one. Random Platinum Defense. It's gonna be Rook Attack. I'll translate the problem for y'all. Player has a chessboard with R rows and C columns, I assume, and it has N empty squares. You cannot place rooks on. You cannot place rooks on empty squares, but it does not affect whether you can attack or not. Okay. So you can attack even with empty empty cells in between. Okay, I get that. On an R times C chessboard, we want to place. Oh, so there's holes in the chessboard. Okay, in an R times C chessboard, we want to place the maximum amount of rooks so that they cannot attack each other. And rooks just move like how they do in normal chess. Okay. So up to 900,000. Okay, let's establish some ground rules. We know that we can only place up to one rook per row and the same per column, and that's the only rule we need to apply. So I think it's gonna be more brute force based. Now we want to place rooks, and the heights will sort of. I'll just do it on a MS Paint. What I mean by this is, okay, let's say we have a chessboard like that. Like that, alright. And we can place up to 4 rooks here. And we basically have to place them like this. So if there are no holes, the answer would be the minimum of R and C. Oh, it's so painful to write anything. Yeah, so that's our strat. But there's gonna be holes. Now, if there are holes, holy shit. Okay, if there are holes, I need to place them where there aren't holes. Now, basically what I want to do is considering all holes, I want to place maximally, but I don't think this is brute force, because okay, let's just think. Okay, per row I can't place rooks where there are holes, right? So let's say we just have this sort of these are all holes. Okay, and I just have a bunch of holes here. Now, if we're able to traverse through, if we're able to iterate through all of these without crossing the same column multiple times, that's cool. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to count the number of unique cells. So if I do this, for example, wait, hold on. It's not exactly unique cells though. Can we base the solution but based on the holes themselves? Like these empty spots rather than the non-holes? I don't think it matters. As we iterate, we count unique values. And if the number of unique values is no, not exactly. Should we DP it so it holds where it wants? Nah, cause it's hard to know what holes aren't occupied and are occupied. So So we count how many are completely unique, as in like they first appeared this time. And well, then if we can know that which have already appeared. Now we can just place if there are completely unique ones, but if there aren't and it only consists of ones that have been introduced, then we count uh, nah. I'm thinking when we can't put it in. We can't put it in if there are no new unique ones, and out of the old ones, um, how do we express this? How do we express my? Okay, let's think back to our rule of thumb. Let's assume that the problem's easy. This time I'll circle where we're allowed to go. Or actually, let's think in reverse. If we have a hole in a certain column, then that means we should use this one of these, whoever that becomes, should use that out of the ones that don't have a hole. So if this happens, we want one of these two. No, but that's just going back to the same concept. Okay, let's say that rooks attack only horizontally. Then all we need to check is of the n rows, how many are have at least one accessible slot. And then we can just place them there. We can just throw them in there. Now let's think the exact opposite and say rooks only attack you know, vertically. Then we can count how many slots have at least one slot available. That way we can just place them there, right? So how about we think like this? We get intersections of these two. So if there aren't any available slots, obviously we can't place anything there. But if there is an accessible slot, we check out of these rows Okay, given holes, we want to be able to plot a function out of it, like a function that has one corresponding y for one corresponding x. So that doesn't work. So it should be able to become a function once we flip it as well diagonally. And to do that, we can see if after we sort, it's an increasing function. And there are no two of the same elements. Is that binary search for answer? No. It can't be DP since there's not enough information that carries. I mean, well, I'm asking myself if it's a flow problem. Let's imagine a source, and then we draw edges to each row, and from each row we'll we have a list of columns. Then for each row we connect which we can go to. Oh shit, wait. Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Damn. Sheesh. God. For real. For real? Grid. I'll call it G. I know what rows and columns are in English, but I keep getting confused. Which is the row in? Okay, this is a row, and 열 it's a column. How do I memorize? Row, column, 행열, 행열. Oh, Row, column. We don't say column row. We say row, column, and then we say 행렬, so okay. I think that's a nice way to memorize it. So we get these are all set to true on default, and we get a coordinate, and we're gonna mark it as false. And then we're gonna copy our Linux code. I think I lost my pusher label code. I mean, I can always write it again, but still our pusher label code is gone. And it runs in V cubed, which is really nice. I forgot how Linux ran. I think it was V squared E. But yeah, it's V squared E. Here we're fine with V squared E, are we? Are we fine with V squared E? Because if I draw it out, we're gonna have a source, a sink, N, R, C. There's gonna be R here. There's gonna be C here, and in between we're gonna have up to potentially R times C. So the number of edges is RC, and then the number of vertexes, holy shit, that's loud. Approximately it's gonna be R plus C, which is around 90,000. And that's gonna be around 600, so V squared E is risky. It's definitely risky. But wait, no, it's not V squared E, because we have their they all have the same weights. I mean, same capacities. It's a unit network, so yeah, it runs really nice. So yeah, EV, it's less than EV, and EV is definitely runnable, so yeah, this works. It works really nice. We need to use the next year. Not needs, if we can get it to V. If we can get it to V cubed, I mean, that also works, but I don't have pusher label right now, so I'd say this is the best. So clicker, and then we'll just like copy and paste that over. That's why now. I'm gonna keep this on. I love the music here. This sampled Pierre. Yeah, this guy's song, Piero Pisoni, Easy Lovers. Yeah, this samples this song. So my parents just told me I have to get dinner, so since I told you guys about the implementation, I'll be back after I eat dinner, and I'll just instantly code it in and see if I get a right answer or EC. Be right back.